Hey there, thinkers. Welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est. Here with Pin today, we will be giving you our honest review of Wish is Disney's 100th year anniversary film, and this was Disney's tentpole holiday release. All eyes were on this movie to be the new amazing Disney property. It is where wishes come from, and it does try to tie in as many Disney references as it possibly can in its 1 hour and 35-minute runtime. It follows our heroine Asha, our not a princess Disney princess. And first, I just want to say, what is up with these Disney princesses lately? They are all adorable. You know, cute, plucky, self-deprecating humor. Ever since Rapunzel, it's like they just said this mold works. Never change it again. I guess it's better than the strong female lead, but I could use someone different at some point. I guess copy and paste works for the 100-year anniversary.
Wish was an interesting movie. I thought I wouldn't like the animation, but honestly it felt a little jarring at first, but it kind of grew on you. The real issue was the story. It had hints or moments of trying to be a good story, but it always felt like it never wanted to take the time to flesh any of the ideas out. There are a lot of examples which we're going to get into shortly. I think you can enjoy the movie if you just turn your brain off and you watch it scene for scene. There are some themes that can be taken the wrong way and closer to Disney's new ideology in films. But to explain what I mean, the rest of the review is going to have to contain spoilers.
So before we discuss on how this isn't our wish upon a star, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated when our next video is out. Well, let's get into it. Our story takes place in a kingdom, or island perhaps, of Rosa, a very racially diverse island. The setting and themes and architecture are reminiscent of 16th century Europe, but the citizens are a little more modern-day California. I am not saying that this is inherently a bad thing, but I felt that this continues a trend that Disney is trying to rewrite history to suit their culture ideas. It's been a running theme these past few years, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore, or at least to try to pretend to ignore.
The story revolves around, you guessed it, wishes. The king grants one wish per month. Why one per month? No idea, they never tell us. There are actually no rules ever really established for how the magic works in the movie. What we do know is when you turn 18, or travel to the kingdom, you ask the king for a wish willingly, to live there under his protection and in his kingdom. He then chooses a wish monthly to grant. They hint at him not granting wishes because they have ill intent or can have an evil purpose, which is true, they cover this in Bruce Almighty. If a wish is not specific enough, it can have detrimental results. But they just lightly touch on that subject, and then it feels like they say, just kidding, it's 'cause I'm evil.
Disney has had a theme where they try to make their villains more relatable. So he doesn't come off much as a villain as in traditional movies, but again, not inherently bad. However, the problem is, remember when Anakin Skywalker goes from having evil tendencies to straight up killing younglings in 5 minutes? Well, they channeled that in this movie. Except, at least with Anakin, he wanted to save his wife. Here, he just wanted to maintain power, I guess. It just feels like they had to make the villain a white guy with blue eyes, narcissistic, power-hungry, paranoid, and scared of change to his patriarchy, because that's what Disney does now.
And after, Asha is about to become the king's disciple, and he explains how he can't grant everyone's wishes because it can have repercussions. Oh wait, I mean he is evil because the scene just changed. And so she rejects the idea, and instead of trying to explain it to her, he's like, well, I told you my plan, you didn't like it. Well, I'll try it with someone else. What could possibly go wrong? No wait, I'm paranoid. No wait, that's not supposed to happen yet. Go now, I'll be paranoid later. And commence musical number.
Asha goes to her grandfather, and she tells him of this plight, how his wish will not be granted. She comes off as the villain here and runs off and wishes upon a star. The super cute, semi-sentient marketing opportunity comes to her and decides to help her free all those wishes. Everyone feels the wish being granted, and the king feels threatened here. This is where the king goes from being semi-evil and dials it up to about 11 to be fair, there is somewhat of if you use evil magic, it will corrupt you going on. But really, they were just making him evil anyways, and this just gave him their one established magic rule as a plot convenience.
From there, we get Asha going to the 7 friends. And yeah, the 7 friends is a trope about the 7 magical creatures. I mean dwarves. I mean whatever Disney is deciding to do this week to be politically correct. If you felt like the character development was lacking for the main characters, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because these guys are as forgettable as they are diverse. Except Sleepy. He turns traitor by magic. Or by free will. I'm not 100% certain. It kind of addresses it both ways in the film. But at least, I didn't immediately forget him. But he is immediately forgiven. I hope that didn't sound as confusing as I just thought it did. But I promise by watching the movie, it won't make it any better.
The climax of the film sees our heroine Asha become their fairy godmother. She will inevitably be the fairy godmother. We get a sneak peek. The stars grant her magic, but you know, she's adorkable and stands no chance against the mighty evil king. However, plot twist, the magic was inside us all along. We are all stars, and the power of song will defeat this big bad.
And you know, this wasn't a terrible message. The individuals should stand up for and work hard for themselves. But there was nothing to get me here. This just felt like a deus ex machina at the end of a film to tie in more Disney properties. Like we said at the start, there were hints of a decent development, but they just had no follow through. Everything came off half-baked and very plot convenient. Magic can be amazing in films. If it has some rules, some limitations, you can make it feel pretty grounded and pretty realistic. Or it can just be whatever you want, whenever you need it to be, because I can't think of something better to write. And I know which of those this movie felt like.
Like we said, if you turn your brain off and ignore the slightly off animation, the movie is watchable. But the more you think about anything that happens in it, the less it makes sense. This has big shoes to fill for the Disney 100, and if you see it once, let's just say it's too bad they don't lock Disney films back in the vault anymore. At least they would have an excuse to why it's not being watched.
Alright, last but not least, S hinted at it, and I just wanted to touch on the themes of the movie. It isn't as pronounced as we've seen from Disney in recent films, but it's still there. Patriarchy bad, capitalism bad, socialism good, and all hail the matriarch. Put a chick in it, right?
Jones, put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
There's even a line in the song that says we're all shareholders of the universe. I mean, at least they're trying to be more subtle, but it just felt like the queen was so wasted and she was just there to show how great woman is and how bad man is. Ugh, all hail the matriarch.
Well, those are our thoughts. And let us know if you've seen Wish, and your thoughts down in the comments. And before you go, remember to like and subscribe. And as always, we will see you in the next video. Toodles!
Bye guys.